If you've ever been to a wine tasting event, then you may have been taken aback when some wine wannabe came up and promptly launched into a lengthy discussion about a wine's nose. Wait, what? Wines have noses? Well, not really, but they do have scent. What wine people really mean when they talk about a nose is the aroma or smell. Much of the stuff that we perceive as tastes of wine is actually aromas. Though science claims that we are capable of tasting up to 15 different flavors, the four most common are salty, sweet, sour, and bitter. But when it comes to smell, our nose sensors can detect 200 different scents, still lower than that of our dogs, but good enough to appreciate the different, intricate aromas of wine. In tune with the snobbery of wine tasting, you'll want to swirl the wine in the glass. This is why you never fill your glass to the brim when tasting a wine. Swirling, as opposed to stirring, will activate the ingredients in the wine, causing it to release a multitude of scents. When you swirl the wine, you will see that a coating forms on the inside of the glass, and as exposure to air causes evaporation of the alcohol, legs are formed, releasing aromas as the legs drip back into the glass. Pronounced legs would be an indication of high alcohol content, while legs, or also called tears, that drip slowly mean the wine is sweeter. Now sniff out that scent and try to describe it. Is it woody, fruity, floral, vegetal, earthy, nutty, buttery, citrus, spicy? Huh? Younger wines are often described in terms of aroma, lighter and fruitier smells, while older wines are described with terms referring to the bouquet, which are usually heavier smells. Also, some wines have naturally complex smells, so fusing floral with fruity or with some other smell is expected. Now, this may all sound intimidating to you, but there are general classifications of wine scents, and it'll help you in the long run the sooner you familiarize yourself with these. And when you've mastered the scents, then feel free to express your own scent observation, like trying some exotic tropical fruit to describe a particular smell. Now let's describe some of the words that wine connoisseurs use when they are talking about the smells. So fruity, usually that's a varietal that has trademark aromas. Zinfandel, for instance, often smells like berries. Pinot Noir, on the other hand, may recall the famous violets and spice of its wine region. Burgundy. Syrah, the French Rhone grape, brings about the pungently floral quality of freshly ground black pepper. And then we have buttery, sweet, clove, cinnamon, coconut, citrus, and vegetal. Sometimes those wines smell like they have green olives or green peppers. And then some of them may even have a hint of tobacco leaves or grass. And then woody wines can mean anything from like cedar to pine needles, oak, or coconut. A perfect example would be Cabernet Sauvignon, the big daddy of red wines, and Merlot, which is a closely related grape varietal with hints of fruity currant smell. And then we have floral, nutty. Nutty wines are made of vanilla, cinnamon, cloves, and almonds, and the smell is a result of aging the wine in oak. Then dry wines, complex wines, like Chardonnay is a white wine that recalls crisp, ripe apples, though some styles may contain notes of butter, coconut, and figs. If aged in oak, Chardonnay may also carry some hints of tropical fruits. Earthy wines, those that have gone through extended bottle aging, have a certain toasty quality to them, reminiscent of the scents of mushrooms and old leather, believe it or not, roses and wildflowers. And then spicy is used to describe like Sauvignon Blanc, which tastes grassy and sometimes grapefruitish, while Chenin Blanc is melon and on occasion orange blossoms. And you might have muscat. It smells kind of like peaches with a bit of a dose of some kind of spice too. So, and also your heavier wines. Now, after distinguishing the smell of a particular wine, then you have two options. You can take a deeper whiff or move on to tasting and actually take a sip. So the first sniff serves only to give you an initial impression of what the wine smells like. If you feel like you're ready for the next step, then by all means go ahead. But if you don't feel like you've really gotten a grasp on the smell, then take a bigger whiff. And then after that, you can move on to tasting.